Roman gladiators trained for hours a day, hauled stone, wrestled in sand pits, and built bodies that modern sculptors still can't stop copying. Egyptian laborers moved blocks weighing thousands of pounds with nothing but rope, timber, and raw physical coordination. They had no dumbbells, no cable machines, no smith racks, and yet the strength and durability they built puts most modern lifters to shame. So what were they doing that we've completely forgotten?
Here's something that's going to sound backwards at first. The exercises gyms are built around today, leg extensions, cable flies, isolated bicep curls, are actually working against the way your body is designed to get strong. Ancient training never isolated a muscle in its life. Every movement loaded the whole body at once, through real ranges of motion under real resistance. And the 7 exercises in this video follow that exact same blueprint. No machines, no isolation work, just 7 movements that build functional strength, structural durability, and real muscle the way humans built it for thousands of years before a single gym ever existed. And here's the part that should change how you train for good. The reason these movements outperform modern isolation exercises is the same reason so many people train for years and still don't look or move like they should. I'll get into exactly why. But first, do you know which of these 7 exercises builds more total body strength than a leg press machine while using 0 equipment at all? Stick around, you'll find out.
Think about what a leg extension machine actually does to your body. Your hip barely moves, your core does nothing. One joint, one muscle, one narrow path carved out by a machine that does most of the stabilizing work for you. It feels productive because your quad burns, but burning and building aren't the same thing. Cable flies aren't much better. Your shoulder locked into a fixed arc, your chest working in isolation while every stabilizing muscle around it stays completely dormant. Now here's what ancient training actually understood, centuries before anyone had a word for hypertrophy. Real strength comes from movements that force multiple muscle groups, multiple joints, and your entire nervous system to work together under load. The body doesn't build itself one muscle at a time, it builds itself as an integrated system. And the 7 movements below train exactly that system, with nothing but your own body weight and gravity.
The first one is the oldest resistance exercise in existence, and almost nobody does it correctly anymore, the deep squat. Not the quarter rep version most people call a squat today, but a full ankle to hip descent where your hips sink below your knees and your spine stays stacked and neutral. Ancient laborers, farmers, and warriors squatted this way constantly, not as an exercise, but as a resting position and a foundation for lifting anything off the ground. Here's why the range of motion matters so much. A quarter squat barely stretches your quads and glutes under load. A full depth squat trains them through their entire length, and research into length and position training consistently shows this is where the majority of muscle growth actually happens. Feet shoulder width, toes slightly out. Sink your hips down and back, chest tall, knees tracking over your toes. Pause at the bottom for 2 full seconds, feeling the stretch through your hips and thighs. Drive up through your whole foot. If depth is limited at first, hold onto a door frame or pole for support and work the range gradually. Once body weight feels easy for 20 reps, add a backpack loaded with weight or move to a single leg version. This one movement alone builds more usable leg strength than most leg day routines combined.
Ancient rope climbing wasn't a gym exercise. It was how soldiers scaled walls, sailors worked ships, and laborers moved themselves and their gear through terrain with no other option. And it happens to be one of the most brutally effective upper bodybuilders ever discovered, activating your forearms, biceps, lats, and core simultaneously in a way almost nothing else does. Most people don't have access to a climbing rope, and that's fine, because the towel pull-up recreates the same demand. Drape a thick towel over a secure pull-up bar, grip one end in each hand instead of the bar itself. The instability forces your forearms and grip to work overtime while your back and biceps handle the pulling. Pull your chest toward the bar, hold for a second at the top, lower with total control over 4 to 5 seconds. Start with 3 sets of 5 to 8 reps. As grip strength improves, add reps before adding tempo. This is one of the fastest ways to build forearm and grip strength that most modern programs completely ignore, and grip strength happens to be one of the strongest predictors of overall physical resilience in long-term research.
Long before barbells existed, warriors and athletes pressed stones, logs, and their own bodies overhead as a test of total strength. The handstand push-up is the closest modern equivalent, and it builds shoulder strength that a machine shoulder press simply cannot replicate. Because you're not just pressing weight, you're controlling your entire body against gravity in an unstable position. Studies comparing bodyweight vertical pressing to machine-based shoulder work consistently show greater stabilizer activation and more complete deltoid development with the bodyweight version. Start against a wall for support. Kick up into a handstand, hands shoulder width, fingers spread wide for stability. Lower your head slowly toward the ground, elbows tracking forward until your head lightly touches down. Press back up with control. If a full handstand feels out of reach right now, start with pike push-ups on the floor, hips high, hands walked in close to your feet, lowering your head toward your hands. 3 sets of 5 to 8 reps. Once controlled reps feel easy, reduce the wall assistance until you're pressing freely. Ancient training didn't separate strength from endurance the way modern programs do. Warriors carried water, weapons, and wounded companions across long distances, and that carrying built a kind of full-body resilience that isolated lifting never touches. The farmer's carry recreates exactly that demand, and it's one of the most underrated exercises in existence. Grab something heavy in each hand, a loaded backpack, filled jugs, anything with real weight. Stand tall, shoulders pulled back and down, core braced hard as if someone's about to push you. Walk for distance or time, keeping your steps controlled and your torso completely still against the pull of the weight. 40 to 60 seconds per set, 3 to 4 sets, resting as needed between. This single exercise trains your grip, your core, your traps, and your posture simultaneously, and it's nearly impossible to fake your way through because the weight exposes any weakness in your posture immediately.
Ancient wrestlers and soldiers didn't train getting up off the ground as a separate skill, but their lives depended on being able to do it explosively under load from any position. The Turkish getup recreates exactly that demand, taking your body from flat on your back to fully standing while controlling a weight overhead the entire time. This single movement trains your shoulder stability, core strength, hip mobility, and total body coordination in one continuous sequence, something no isolated exercise can replicate. Lie on your back, one arm extended straight up, holding a light weight, knee bent on the same side. Press the weight toward the ceiling and keep your eyes on it throughout the entire movement. Roll onto your opposite elbow, then your hand, bridge your hips up, sweep your back leg underneath you into a kneeling position, then stand fully upright, weight still locked overhead. Reverse the sequence back down with control. Start with no weight at all until the pattern feels natural, then add light load, 3 to 5 slow, deliberate reps per side. This is one of the most demanding total body movements you can do, and it exposes weaknesses that years of machine training will never reveal. The final movement targets the muscle group most responsible for how powerful, athletic, and injury-resistant you actually are, and it comes directly from how ancient warriors and laborers lifted anything heavy off the ground. The single-leg deadlift with a hip hinge, using nothing but a heavy object and your own body weight, trains your hamstrings, glutes, and lower back through a full range of motion with zero compressive load on your spine. Here's what makes it so effective. You're training each side of your body independently, which corrects the imbalances that accumulate silently over years of two-legged training. You're also forcing your core and stabilizers to fire at maximum capacity just to stay balanced, which means significantly more total muscle recruitment relative to the weight you're using. Stand on one leg, soft bend in the knee, weight in the opposite hand. Hinge at your hip, not your lower back, letting your trailing leg extend behind you as a counterbalance while the weight travels down toward the ground. Feel a deep stretch through your hamstring at the bottom. Drive your hip forward to return to standing, squeezing your glute hard at the top. 3 to 4 sets of 8 reps per leg with a slow 4-second lowering phase every rep. If you're finding value in this, do me a favor and hit subscribe. I've got more training methods coming that will change how you think about building real strength. Deep squats and single-leg deadlifts to build legs and a posterior chain that carry over into every physical demand in your life. Towel pull-ups and farmer's carries to build a back and grip that modern machines can't touch. Handstand push-ups for shoulder strength built the way it was tested for centuries. Turkish get-ups to tie your entire body together into one coordinated system. Train these 2 to 3 times per week. Add reps, range of motion, or load consistently over time. Don't chase weight before you've mastered the pattern, because the pattern is the mechanism that makes everything else work. Do this for 6 months and you'll build strength that transfers into real life in a way that isolated machine training never will, while keeping the joints that make all of it sustainable for decades. No shortcuts, no isolation work, no wasted motion. Just 7 movements humans have relied on for thousands of years. Start where you are, build from there. The strength will take care of itself.